Hello there, I'm Michelle B, and I've made a string of romantic readings for you. It's a pick a scenario kind of thing where you choose from 3 cards. You resonate with the images, or if you already know about tarot, you're resonating with the scenario that's in the card, and then we'll go from there, taking a look at what the trajectory is ahead and any guidance that you might need to have for those scenarios. So this is mostly for the feminines, and speaking about their interactions with the masculine are always welcome to tune in and enjoy it, but I just want to let you know who who I'm like sending my thoughts and descriptions to. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Hello there, Libra. Let's go ahead and give our cards a shuffle and find those 3 images, 3 cards for you to choose from. Like I said, some of you might already be familiar with the tarot, so you're looking at that card and being like, oh yeah, that's totally me. But and others will just like feel the energy of the image and be like, yeah, that's me. So let's look at those 3 scenarios here. Number 1, strength. Lovely lady. Lovely lady. Number 2, 10 of Pentacles. And number 3, the Emperor. Okay, so feel it out. Get your vibes on. Be like, oh yeah, that's me. Okay. So I'm going to be reading these cards in order 1, 2, 3. And you can just go straight to the reading that you're interested in, or you can stick it out and see what all is in here, okay? See what all messages are in here. You might get some messages that are good for you from any of them, okay? So first of all, before I go on, I want to talk about the Strength card. It's a major arcana along with that Emperor over there. It's a major arcana card indicating like significant aspects of your life. And in this case, it's a lady that's comforting a lion. And to me, it represents the higher self. You see that glowing infinity symbol over her head. The higher self reaching out to the ego and saying, okay, come on out of your comfort zone. I know that you're here. I know that my ego is here to protect me, to keep me safe, to watch out for any potential threat or danger, but it's keeping me from being able to step up into greater joy, step up into greater happiness, new experiences, ascension into ascension into something better, something more fun. You know, that life is all about learning and growing, and if we always stay in our comfort zone, then we don't learn and grow. So if you are in that state where you're like, I'm not sure if I should step up here, if I should just stay exactly where I'm at, whether it's in a connection that you're already in, or if you're single and you're like, I don't know if I should just get my profile out on that dating on that dating site, you know, this card is for you for sure. Just like coming out of my comfort zone. There's the Star, and that's another major arcana card. It's about allowing yourself to find balance and healing after a challenging situation. I feel like, so that's the trajectory, right? It is still a single lady, whether you are in a companionship or not. The journey is always about you. As I've heard it said, you're born alone and you die alone. So in the end, even our deep, intimate connections with another person, as important as they are really all about helping us learn and grow. So even if you are in a committed relationship or you're getting into a committed relationship, this is all part of your long-term soul growth. Okay, this whole experience is part of your soul growth. So feel comfort in that. Your singleness, your fears, your conflict with your ego, that's all part of what you needed to experience. You're right on track. Essentially, that's what I'm feeling from the cards is, Libra, you are right on track with what you're doing right now, whatever it is that you're doing. But I do have a strong feeling that your satisfaction and your healing from all the experiences that you've had before are contingent on you getting out of that comfort zone. So if you are in a committed relationship already and you want to step things up, it's about increasing your vulnerability in the relationship, talking about what you need a lot more, finding out what they need a lot more. And if you are, if you're single and looking for love, then it's about opening up your opportunities, being out there, getting yourself out there. Let's get a couple pieces of guidance here. Ooh, that Knight of Swords. That's a strong energy charging in. Sometimes you just have to say what you need to say. Of course, we're going to do it in a graceful way. This is no time to rest. Okay. This is not a time to rest. This is a time for action for Libra. Okay. This is not a time to sit still and wait and be afraid. This is a time for you to step up. Now, when you're out and about and you're talking to people, if you're single, this has been such a high energy day outside. Goodness gracious. Lots of stuff happening out there for such a gray, cloudy day. Anyway, if you're out and about, or you've got your dating profile on and you see somebody that looks like, ooh, I'd like to talk to that person, it is time for you to step forward and do that, okay? It's saying stick your neck out. Do something that would otherwise you would never do. And you're going to create opportunities for yourself that you would never have guessed would have happened, okay? That's part of your growth. That's part of stepping forward. That's part of your healing, is being able to get yourself out there and experience new things, okay? And like I said, if you're in a situationship or a relationship with someone, it's about just saying what you want to say. Hey, where's this going? That's a start, right? I really like you and I want to know where this is going. You'll find out so much, and you might even be able to level up with that person, okay? All right, so the second scenario that we have is the Ten of Pentacles. And this is about the long-term relationship, the long-term legacy building between a couple, where they have stabilized their lives to the point where they're able to grow not only abundance for themselves, but for their family and their community. I'm really looking at this child right here in this image. This child is like, oh, I want to play with the doggies, right? So you're creating, I think in connection with a partner, you're creating something that not only benefits you, but benefits a lot of other people. It's a power couple kind of relationship. If you're not in that connection already, that's definitely what you're looking for. So long-term trajectory of all of this. Okay, so you're going to have to be depending on a lot of your intuitive guidance for this. You have some glass ceilings issues. You're internally, you're like, oh, but I don't deserve that kind of thing. So that might be holding you back from leveling up. What I'm hearing is that for some of you that are in connections, you don't feel like you have a lot to offer in the relationship when it comes to material resources. So it's time to break free from those shackles, do the inner work that's necessary in order to level up for what you want. And it's really like your intuition is taking you where you need to go. Your intuition is telling you it's okay for you to want those things, to want that long-term stability, to be able to grow a legacy with another person. And your intuition is going to guide you in that direction. And if you're in a partnership with someone, with a masculine energy person that that honors the feminine power, the feminine wisdom, the feminine intuition, the feminine creativity, that's going to really help you a lot. They're going to rely on your wisdom quite a bit. So allow yourself to grow those intuitive skills, okay? Because that's going to take you where you need to go. Here's some guidance. The Fool. All right, let yourself be vulnerable. Just like I was saying with that Strength card, it's time to let yourself be vulnerable and be guided by the universe. See that? That's what you're learning. You're transitioning from being an earthly being that believes that like that's a three-dimensional kind of world where you push a button and something happens. It's not like that. It's intuitively you're sensing what needs to be done, and you're letting the universe carry most of the burden for you. It's all about allowing yourself to be guided in the moment. There's that 10 of Swords. What is that all about? Yeah, so I'm feeling like there are some influences from your childhood that told you that all of this wasn't possible for you somehow. People like us don't do stuff like that. All right? So this is this is a hurdle that's going to need to be addressed and worked on. This, like, if you had influences in your childhood that told you that, people like us, I'm hearing that strongly. People like us we're not wealthy enough to contribute to charitable organizations. People like us don't get to own houses. I'm really feeling that with this energy. So this is something that's going to need to be addressed. I feel like Libra needs to be working on their abundance mindset. If you're not already in this kind of connection, that kind of connection is waiting for you to be working on your abundance mindset so that you can resonate with a partner that also has that mindset. All right? I do need to move on, but those were some tidbits for you that resonated with that 10 of Pentacles. So the Emperor. Now this is like a daddy kind of energy. This is like a stable, it's like a stable energy, a daddy kind of feeling. And I feel like there's the energy the flash that I just got is that there are some Libras that are afraid to get in relationships because they don't want to be bossed around by, they might have had some issues with their dads. Their dads were like kind of stern, and they're like, they don't want to be in a relation. You might be, some of you Libras might be attracting immature energies because it's the opposite of what your father was like. Because you don't want to be scolded. You want to be able to be free, right? You don't want to be so damn responsible all the time. And so you're purposely choosing these immature energies that are not so great for you. Okay, the Magician is in the long term. So 2 major arcana coming out for this, for the long or short term kind of trajectory for this mentality is that you're going to be stalled out. You're not going to be creating something meaningful as long as you keep getting in these connections with immature people. It's like, it's not going to go anywhere. Keeping yourself from being able to be committed in a connection, it's going to make it so that you're just stalled out in your relationships. I feel like eventually you're going to realize how shallow the connections you've had have been, and it's just a reflection of your own fear of vulnerability, your own fear of commitment, your own feeling like you're afraid of being a grown-up yourself. You have your own Peter Pan, the feminine version of Peter Pan kind of energy. You may or may not want to be hearing this, Libra, but I gotta tell you, that's the energy that's coming out in these cards. Let's look at some guidance for you going forward. Libra, the World. Okay, so you're in a transition. You're like, okay, maybe it's time to start growing up. It's time to start cutting those confines, cutting those ties from the past. And if just because you didn't have a great relationship with your paternal influence doesn't mean that you can't have a great relationship with a companion later on. If you feel like a responsible masculine energy is all about the sternness, I feel like you're coming to a place where you're ready to reprogram your subconscious mind to believe that committed, responsible relationship building can also be fun, can also be playful. Okay? It can also be, exciting and great. Building a life together doesn't have to be all like boring. That you're a partner that is there for you for the long haul isn't necessarily boring. Okay? Why not? Why not have both? I like it. Okay, Libra, so if you're interested in the February readings for what you have coming ahead, this is not the February reading, this is just a reading for kicks, but I have February readings already posted, so make sure and subscribe. Go over to my channel and look in the playlists. There will be a February 2021 playlist there where you'll find Libra in the list. I love you, Libra. Thank you so much for being here with me and sharing your energy, and I will catch you later.